All right, hi everyone. It's Tessa and Stephanie from the Uncommon Creative. We're here today with Dana Pugh, who will be one of our speakers at the conference next September 22nd to 24th of 2018 in Niagara-on-the-Lake. We have some questions for Dana today. She's joining us.
Yep. So, Dana. Hi. I have a nice history with Dana because we have taught together before, and it was a wonderful experience for me getting to know her a little bit better. Dana is so lively and lovely, actually. I think everybody's in for a really big treat. So we're going to have you speaking about sibling work and, that sibling dynamic. And we thought maybe it might be nice for you to just introduce why it interests you. Why do you love working with siblings?
Yeah, I've always been drawn to siblings. I think like the very first time I won an award, it was for a sibling image. It was in the sibling category. I love that dynamic. I love everything about it, like the nuances of it, how it's different in every family. But it's also sometimes there's like the moments of connection where they really get along and love each other. But there's these moments of like, you've got to be kidding me. Like I love all the little things in between. I just did I'm doing a lot of teenagers lately. And I got this, and they had like 4 kids. And one was like the youngest is in like grade 2 and the oldest was graduating. And the boy in the middle who's like 15, the little girl was like giving him crap, and the look on his face is like, you're insane. And I'm just like, that sort of like dynamic between siblings really, really interests me. It's interesting to shoot. It's just interesting to watch. And as a parent, that's what I love about my own kids, especially like the moments when they get along and the moments when they don't. Like I have photographs of both of them while they're growing up, So yeah, I don't know. I love it. I think it's probably the heart of being a family.
Yeah. Your work has like a very documentary almost feel to it. So that's what we were wondering is is that staged, which would be very hard to do, obviously, or does it just occur organically and naturally and you just happen to get those amazing shots of their connection?
Yeah, it is. Okay. So like, some of it is staged, but even when I'm taking like the portrait, I'm not so interested in perfect smiles. I'm more interested in getting them together and seeing what happens and how the different reactions between each other and the connection that exists there. So it's with me, you get like a mix of sort of more, I call them casual portraits and documentary images.
Very nice. I've noticed as well, a lot of your work, you focus on landscape as well as the subjects in the image, and it's just so impactful. Do you feel that that's really location specific, or do you think that you can find that anywhere? Great question.
Oh, well, I think that it grew from living in the Canadian Rockies.
You're so gorgeous.
You're so gorgeous. And we do a lot of things outdoors. But, and I have my own kids and we travel quite a bit. We just got back from Thailand. We've been to Iceland, Honduras, Belize, all over North America. And I'm always trying to capture the kids in the environment where we're at so that we can sort of explain. So it tells the whole story. Because I kind of feel like when you're vacationing in a unique spot, you want the sort of quintessential whatever it is. And with your kids. And so I'm always looking for that spot wherever we are. If you're in a place that has a lot of beauty, it's an easy thing to do. But even if you're in an urban setting, there's lots of urban settings have their own beauty where you have to find the little pockets so that you can showcase where we're at.
You have such a great grasp on childhood in general. Like I feel like you are sort of the grown child. And I love to see that in your imagery, especially of your own kids. Do you find that working with your own children has inspired your work?
I think I definitely think it has. It makes me realize, like, as a parent, what are the moments in their childhood that I'm drawn to. And I think that as parents, we share that sort of universal experience.
Sometimes, even when people know your work and they know what you're known for and they're drawn to it, there is this preconceived notion in their mind that we have to get this everybody look at the camera and everybody smile image, which I like to reference as the grandma shot. But
yeah, me too.
Yeah. How do you talk them out of that and into, allowing their children the freedom to truly express their personalities and to get those genuine images?
I think I mostly show that kind of work in my portfolio, like, and on Instagram, on Facebook, and all my social media and web presence. I do what I call activity-based portraiture. So we always talk about what are we going to do as a family so that we can do some sort of documentary images. And the parents almost always inevitably say, you're going to take some posed ones too, right? And I always say, yeah, I do. And that is partially why I take them. Because I think even though we love these pictures of them being natural and crazy or whatever, being themselves, we also like a picture where for me, they aren't necessarily looking at the camera. If they are, that's, I guess, a win for grandma. So I try to prepare them. When I come in, I always talk to them and say things like, good photographs don't come from good behavior. And
I love that line.
That is a great line. Yeah.
They really don't. The very best photo. If I come in and the kids are really well behaved, I have a really hard time. That one. It's like whoever's being the most mischievous catches my eye, because it's like, there they are.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
Because your style is so sort of documentary and lots of natural interactions, what do you do about wardrobe? Do you have any specific guidelines you give them, or do you just say?
Yeah, I do actually talk to them about it. And you know what? I never used to. And then I had my own family pictures done, and this was many, many years ago now, but and I realized how much somebody stresses out about it. Like, even if you just are trying to look like yourselves, you really stress out about it. And and then it's so funny because I've had family portraits over the years where I went over the top and I got my hair and makeup done, and we rented a location and all sorts of stuff. And I was a little bit crazy with my family, and I was like, oh, that wasn't fun.
No.
It's always good to have your own pictures, so you know that. And so then, since that experience, now we just sort of wear what we're wearing. And that's how I approach it. But I always tell them to dress mom first, and make sure that mom can sit down and play with the kids, because if she's dressed too fancy, it's not happening. And I also always say that I will take my cues for how formal the session will be based on what they're wearing. So if they show up in really formal outfits, it's not as crazy as like if they show up in their bathing suits. Like, I don't have like a whole fancy guide. I know a lot of people do, but I really want them to come being themselves, as close to themselves as possible.
Yeah. It shows. It really, really shows in your work.
Oh, thanks.
I love your work. Yeah. Huge fan.
It has been lovely having you on with us today. We are so excited to be hosting you in Niagara-on-the-Lake.
I'm so excited to go.
Yeah, we're so looking forward to seeing you working with siblings. And more than that, I think you're going to be presenting a keynote as well. So for those people who are interested in doing better in business, Dana is here to help you along with that. It's, I think, a passion of yours. You've been teaching about it for quite some time. So we're very much looking forward to having you down. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Join us September 22nd to the 24th, 2018 in beautiful Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario for the Uncommon Creative Collective, Canada's Family Photography Conference.
Hi, everyone. I don't know what we're saying today. And we're a wine country. We can totally do it.
Excellent. I like wine. And I've never been to Niagara.
Oh, what?
Wow! I'm so excited.
All right, that's it.
All right, that's a wrap.
Yeah, that's